So, as you should be aware by now, episode 5 of The Bad Batch was released today, so I'm going to do an absolute world record speed breakdown of the episode, then give my thoughts, a rating maybe, and then talk the future of the series. Let's go. Okay, let's get straight on with it. The Bad Batch are in their shuttle and Omega is fitted with Crosshair's comms device. They land on Old Man Tell to meet someone called Sid, who Hunter says has helped a Jedi before. They look around for Sid and ask if they are there, but no one knows of them, until Omega realizes that they were literally talking to Sid herself. They pull up a hologram of Fennec Shand asking who they are, but Sid demands work in return for info. There's a bounty on a kid named Muchi that is enslaved by Zygerians at the moment. They go to try and save Muchi after Wrecker moans about his head again, where the Bad Batch get captured. Omega tries to save the day by opening a cage of a Rancor as a distraction, and the Rancor actually happens to be Muchi. They end up escaping and defeating all the Zygerians after a little bit of help from Muchi herself. Now, Wrecker has to 1v1 Muchi to get it to calm down so they can capture it basically, and he ends up doing this successfully as Muchi gets very, very tired as well as Wrecker. So then they take Muchi back to Sid, where Bib Fortuna and some Gamorrean guards show up to take Muchi to Jabba's palace, because that's who set the bounty on getting Muchi. Sid talks to Hunter and says that the bounty hunter that was after Omega is Fennec Shand, and then splits the bounty, like the credits they got, 70-30. So there it is, that is the breakdown. I said it would be fast, and there you go. I think that deserves a like, just for how little of your time I've wasted to break down a whole episode. But what I'm going to talk about now is what I thought of the episode, and to be honest, although it didn't develop the plot greatly, 10 out of 10 to be fair. I was a big fan of the Zygerian arc in the Clone Wars, so I enjoyed seeing them again, and how they thought of linking back Bib Fortuna and the Gamorrean guards and a Rancor from Return of the Jedi into the Bad Batch just impresses me so much. So 10 out of 10 just for the creativity. However, this Rancor goes by a different name to the one in Jabba's palace, so maybe this is a relative of it. Maybe this is the first one that they got and then they got a bigger one, because obviously this one seems quite small, but you know, it's probably going to grow. So I don't know how that's going to go on. Maybe they changed the name of the one from Jabba's palace. I don't really see why. Maybe this is their mum. I'm not really too sure, but anyway, it is a Rancor and it is going to Jabba, so it's quite cool to see that he wanted a Rancor from early. He would have had one for a very long time. Something I skipped over in the breakdown because it wasn't a huge piece of information was that Omega picked up this weapon, which looks very similar to the Night Sister bow that she uses in the trailer, so that's why she'd be good at it at that time, because she's used a bow before that, because obviously she's got this one. I don't know how she's going to end up using this, I don't know where she's going to end up using this, but I definitely do think we're going to see her use this Zygerian bow, and I think she'll be good at it, just like she was good with a blaster the first time she used it. And yeah, another thing I want to touch on is that this is the 3rd episode that Wrecker's head has been hurting, maybe even the 4th, I can't really remember, but yeah, it's not really looking too good. Someone is 100% going on with his inhibitor chip, and if you've been watching my breakdowns of the Bad Batch episodes previous to this, then you know my prediction is that his chip is going to go bad and he is going to turn bad. However, due to something very small in this episode, I have changed that completely. Sid mentions that the Bad Batch are going to need money and friends. Now, let's focus on the friends part of that. What friends do they have? They have Rex. What did Rex do? Well, he had his chip removed, so why is Rex important in this series to remove chips and help to remove chips? Tech also mentioned a couple episodes back that he's making a device to scan the functionality of chips, so I believe when Wrecker starts to play up a little bit but not fully, he's going to scan him. They're going to have Rex help him out because they realise that his functionality of the chip is increasing, so before he gets a chance to turn bad, he is going to be saved. So not too far off my old prediction, it's just he's going to be saved before he goes fully bad. However, if my old prediction is right, I would rather see that, because I really want to see how powerful Wrecker is without his childish personality, but like I said, I've changed my prediction. I no longer think that's going to happen. Something else we learn in this episode is that Fennec Shand is considered a newly starting bounty hunter, which kind of aligns with her age in The Mandalorian. She's 50 something, so it makes sense that she's pretty young in the Bad Batch. This leads me to believe that she was not directly hired by the Kaminoans like I last predicted, and that they went to someone who then went to her. Now, I watched Star Wars Theory's Bad Batch breakdown, feel free to check that out yourself, and he thinks it was Boba to Fennec, which makes a lot of sense, as it would like kind of relate to Django and Zam Wesell. They were like a partnership, and the Kaminoans would know of Boba Fett, as obviously they made him, so they probably know that he's like pretty well known in the bounty hunter business. And I think that would be cool for that to be the case, because obviously Boba and Fennec are reunited in the not in the Bad Batch, in the Mandalorian. So yeah, I think that is the case. I think it is Boba who has hired Fennec, because the Kaminoans hired Boba. Now, I don't know why Boba didn't just go himself, but I don't know, maybe he wanted to test out the new kid on the block, being Fennec Shand. So let's talk predictions now. I predicted that this episode would be a big one, and to be honest, it wasn't in terms of developing the story of the Bad Batch, so I'm not just gonna go forward and say, oh no, it'll be next episode that is the big one. I think that the theme of the Bad Batch is kind of like this pacing of episodes. None of them are that huge. However, I do think this will be the second biggest overall, as I think we will see Rex, or at least get much closer to getting to Rex. So I think it will be an important one. They will finally start heading to Rex some kind of way. I don't know how they're going to know where he is, but he is going to get name dropped. We're going to get told that they're on the way to Rex, basically, is what I'm saying. And then, like I've said, from there, I think we're going to find out how Gregor and Wolf's chips get removed. And like I said about Wrecker, I think they're going to remove his chip as well, because they're going to scan that it's functional. And yeah, I think that's how it's going to play out. Another thing I want to add is that we have basically used up all of the trailer footage. A lot of it came from this episode and last episode, so like we really don't know what we're in for. We've got a couple scenes of Rex in the trailer that we haven't saw yet, but other than that, we've literally seen every scene that we saw in the trailer, so it really is a mystery from here on out, and I trust that it is going to be fantastic. Now, that is all for the Bad Batch stuff, but I'm going to continue to talk for a bit, because we are approaching 5k, and I've promised a 5k special. Now, it involves other people, and I'm relying on other people to get back to me for it to be so special. Now, if they don't get back to me, it's still going to be very good, because I have a backup plan, but let me just tell you that it's not going to be as special as a 5k special in my eyes should be. So I'm sorry if I can't get what I need for the special. I'm trying to not like give it away too much, but like I said, I'm relying on other people getting back to me. I'll do my absolute best, because I really do want to like give a very entertaining video to like thank you for having me hit 5k. So even the plan B, I will do my best to make it very good. But yeah, with that being said, we are approaching 5k, so please do subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment your thoughts on this episode and your future predictions for the Bad Batch, and yeah, thanks for watching, in a bit.